has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast in the biggest way possible. Hanging out the bad seed, the broken in the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion show. Along with the Tutty and Tater King himself. The founder of the Isle Seed podcast, the rights holder of the Seed of Integrity, and the Put It With the Golf Guru, a day shy and $1 short of the U.S. Open at Oakmont in Pittsburgh, PA. They're rocking them balls down, Pittsburgh, PA, yeah. Carver High this afternoon, ladies. Mafia is running it with Jake the Snake. I think for the next couple of days, they're telling me reports are in Carver High. Also, the rundown, we've got a double shot with Morency from Vancouver coming up. And in the second hour, the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, live from Toronto, Ontario, getting ready for the Open. And then in the final hour, the coup de grace, a double shot with Stewie from Read the Line, Keith Stewart, also getting ready for Oakmont with a dazzling array of snags. Now remember, if you didn't watch the last 2 days at 1 o'clock Eastern, the golf special that all the Heavy Hitters Club were on with Carver High, Cam, Stewie, and the Las Vegas golfer himself, Brady Cannon, then shame on you for 6 weeks. You basically missed out. You're a loser. So now you have another crack at it today on C2C to get you involved in massive tickets for the U.S. Open starting bright and early tomorrow morning. I know you're stoked, Carver High. And we also have plenty of Brian Dayball, all kinds of day baseball, including my Buccos, Bednar, about to close the door on the fish. And he does. A 5-2 Bucco win. Clear the decks. Cannonball coming.
Cannonball coming. Pirates continue to play a little bit better here under Don Kelly as they pick up another win, another series win over the Marlins,
and
too.
And Kutch passed Clemente in home runs.
Kutch had a homer earlier. Could have used Cruz, but Kutch did get himself a homer there, clearing the decks with a cannonball for the Pirates. It is a happy Wednesday, a golf Wednesday.
Yes,
as you said, we're close. I mean, 6:45 a.m. East tomorrow morning. They will start at Oakmont as the sun is arising. They will tee off for the 125th U.S. Open. So we of course will do a lot of that here today on C2C. It is a final. You mentioned Bednar shuts the door. 5-2 Pirates beat the Marlins out at PNC. Elsewhere this afternoon, good amount of day games here today. Phillies are up 6-1 on the Cubs as they go to the bottom of the seventh at the bank down in Philly. I saw Schwarber hit one deep into the right field seats earlier today. So Schwarbomb. 11-2 Guardians as they're putting a beating on the Reds here this afternoon.
So much for that 5-gamer.
Yeah, that's finished. Carlos Santana had a grand slam. They've had a bunch of Lane Thomas with a 3-run homer. So lots of runs for the Guardians today. Braves are up 5-1 on the Brewers. Top of the fourth inning in Milwaukee. Ronald Acuna Jr. just homered a 2-run shot to make it 5-1 for the Braves. And the Blue Jays and the Cardinals are tied at deuces. Top third in St. Louis. So 5 games going. Yeah, they've had a fun. The last couple of days been fun between those two. We do have some other afternoon games. I'll give you those later this hour since they don't start until most of them about 4 o'clock East start. So we will do all the rest of the afternoon games in a little bit on
how about
C2C.
that Dodgers Padres in the bright sizzling sun of SoCal at Petco, where the ice cream melts in the sun But last night they put a beating on them. I'm going to watch that game in an hour from now from San Diego near Tijuana.
I will say, I don't know when the Dodgers are going to start to get some of these guys back. You know, you brought up Ohtani yesterday, and then they confirmed it that, you know, he might be back in the rotation before the All-Star break. They think that he might be back in the rotation. But
when is the All-Star break? Do you know?
It's got to be the second week in July, I would think. So probably a month away.
Too bad I took off the first week of July and not the second.
You know, obviously,
made a big mistake.
Last night they did the bullpen game. They got racked. I mean, it looks like they're running a bullpen game again. Like they're out of starters. Like I know they're a great team. They're just gonna run the bullpen out there every single day. Like they got to get some starting pitching or get some of these guys healthy. Eventually, if you are LA. So, plenty. Yeah, you know what? Not that big a deal if they don't. So, lots of baseball that we will get to. And then, of course, tonight, NBA Finals Game 3.
What?
Has it been a few weeks or a few days since the Game 2?
It's been a month.
In Oklahoma City. But the scene will shift to the Fieldhouse in Indiana tonight. Series tied 1-1. Spread 5.5. We've talked about it a lot, obviously, the last few days, waiting for tonight. Big opportunity for the Pacers here tonight to really make this a series against the Thunder in the NBA Finals.
Honestly, like waiting for it is like, just torture. And I lose interest in it. Like, I don't, I play more ball than they do. I played today, 6 a.m. I'm out there running and gunning. All I know is waiting for these NBA Finals games is laborious. And thank God they're going to play Friday night and then Monday night. So Saturday, Sunday, no NBA Finals. A horrific fail by the league to not have a game on Sunday night at the least in prime time. I mean, what am I going to watch? 60 minutes? I mean, honestly, like I just don't understand their thinking. And I think they'll never admit it. They'll brag about how huge their ratings are and everything else. I think people lose interest in it when they don't play.
It is difficult when you go 3 days between games consistently.
You just don't care anymore.
It's one thing when you go the 3 day, they do the travel. I get like in the Cup, Edmonton and Florida, they give them the extra day. You don't need to do it when you're in the same site, which they've done in this series. They had 3 days between 1 and 2. Which was both games were in Oklahoma City. It's uncalled for. I know it's all television.
Can you imagine being stuck in a hotel there for 3 days?
Well, you can't. I mean, both of these places. I got a clip later with SGA. Like, I mean, it's like Indiana's the last place he wants to be. I mean, honestly,
I was in Buffalo once for a Thrasher game, and we had to. I guess we got snowed out or something, and they literally canceled the game, and they moved it to the next day, and we had to stay for 2 days, right? Because we got there the day before the original game. Original game got canceled, and then it luckily got moved to the next day, right? And I'm sitting there in this Marriott in Buffalo, looking out the window, and there was 3 feet of snow, and I had on 12 channels on the TV at the time. In 1999, there was 12 channels on, and I was watching CNN till I wanted to pull my teeth out, looking out the window in Buffalo with nowhere to go, and they wonder why I drank a lot of alcohol.
That's a tough place to be if you're stranded. Tough place to be if you're stranded, Buffalo.
I mean, if there's no games.
If there's no games at all. U.S. Open we'll do plenty of. Stanley Cup Final resumes tomorrow night. Lots more baseball tonight. Pretty good split slate of day and night. So we'll do all of that too.
We got it all.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do, but the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you can't really, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalpost got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to beat it. This, I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8 seed.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Face is the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Look, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so you can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 Eastern along all of our TV and radio outlets. We get Morency for a double shot from Vancouver every day. Gabe, I want to start with this. So everyone has denied the Knicks so far. Finch, he was denied access to the T-Wolves coach. Aduka, the Rockets, denied. Kidd, Mavs, denied. I think of Breaking Away, the bicycle movie at Indiana University where the father kept yelling refund. And just, all I know is, so do you think that there's still a chance that they could trade for him? Because Brooklyn did that back in the day with Milwaukee. Remember, they traded him. Do you think there's a possibility that they trade for him, Kid? Or do you think it's over and that now they go off on another search and this alleged Johnny Bryant assistant that used to be on Thibodeau's staff that left and went to Cleveland with Kenny Atkinson? What do you think is going to happen now that everybody's been denying him?
I think Barnum and Bailey is taking over MSG for the next couple of months, Scott.
You got that.
You got the Westminster Dog Show. Now you got the circus in town. So let me get this straight. You're the New York Knicks. You have your best year in 25 years. You're living in the high rent district. You decide to sell your house, and your plan is to move in with your neighbors. Like, was this their plan all along? Well, we like Udoka. Well, so do Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so do Houston. Like, you and I thought all along, I was like, I don't know, they must like Malone in Denver and figure we'll bring Malone in. Because he's the only one that doesn't have a job that they seemingly want to hire, right? Like, the lack of foresight here, Scott, I guess we could say would be surprising. But now, let's be real now about this, because I know a lot of New York media types went head-to-head on this about who made the call. Dolan had nothing to do with this. This was Leon Rose. Leon Rose had nothing to do with it. This was Dolan. You and I believed all along it was Dolan, right? I mean, I don't think we never thought it was Leon Rose firing the guy that he was a freaking agent of, right? Yeah. So, it was Dolan, And now we can kind of see this is Dolan. Like, there's no plan, Scott. There's no plan whatsoever. This is just it's a spiteful, quick move. There's a saying. I'll go back to the two dudes that broke out of prison in New York. Great plan, but you had nowhere to go after. Like, if you're gonna run, know where you're running to. You know what I'm saying? You can't escape running to nowhere. Like, you have to have a plan. You can say, you know what? All right, we don't want to keep this guy because we can get this guy right now. We can get this guy, right? You know what I'm saying? I understand there's levels to this when there's coaches available, but I mean, Scott, now we're hearing they're pushing for Mark Jackson.
Oh my God. Here we go. Is he going to start preaching on the street corner again?
What happened in Golden State with him too? Didn't it end like really strangely? They were all recording each other and stuff. Like,
oh, he was on the street corner reading out of the Bible to people down, like the guy down on Bourbon Street.
The guy's been coaching the league forever. Like, it's just really, if you're a Knicks fan, like, and Thibodeau had his flaws, but for me, Scott, and I swear to God, the morning they fired him, I was actually thinking about it because remember we talked about it the day it happened, all the rumors stuff. I saw a rumor, Kevin Durant to the Knicks, and I was thinking, if you're the Knicks, what do you need to do to get over the top? And I tell you, firing Thibodeau wasn't at the top of my list. Like, if you're the New York Knicks, you tweak the roster and you say, all right, how do we go to the finals now? We're right here. And now you look, Boston are vulnerable. Cleveland aren't some dominant team. They're good, but they're not some dominant power force. You know what I mean? It can't be stopped. Exactly. They're the Cavaliers. Right? They won once with LeBron. It's like, all right, so they're the Cavs. So this thing is open in the East if you're the Knicks, and now it's just this circus. They can save this. I'm surprised we haven't heard your idea of Hurley yet. I guess they don't want that. I mean, that's another thing. Is Dolan like Jerry Jones that he doesn't want someone with a big ego?
This? Yesterday, it was Durant, as you had mentioned, that he was coming to the Knicks. We even had it at a point where they were trying to sell that they were getting Durant and Giannis. Now today, we're hearing that Durant isn't happening. The New York Post is saying that's not happening. But all the tabloids, at least the Daily News, has that how do they get Giannis? And they put together all these different trade packages that'll make you vomit. There's so many of them of their ideas that are all bad. How about this? They knew that Malone was available, yet they still wanted Kidd, and they waited to be turned down for a week. And now it's pretty obvious that they don't want Michael Malone unless they revert back to him because everything else is so screwed up.
Well, it is the New York Knicks, and you see with the Lakers, they treat coaches terribly, yet they still hire people, still work for them after. So it's a business. I don't know. Like I said, I brought this up before too, and I don't know, Scott. So I don't know the facts about this. So I don't like speaking of. But is it out there that Malone doesn't want to work for the Knicks? Right? Like, did he put it out there? Don't bother calling.
I doubt it. He probably wants to coach right now. And the New York Knicks job, I don't believe for 1 minute somebody doesn't. I know they may not want to work for Dolan, but if you're smart, you know that you can work for him for 4 years, and in the 5th year, you'll get at least $40 million in a golden parachute to be fired.
That's a good point. You're guaranteed to be paid no matter what. But I mean, it is true. You talk about it's like the Lakers job, the Knicks job, the Cowboys job. There's a few of these jobs out there that you're not going to say no to, despite who the owner is. The check clears either way.
They're worth the money.
Right? No, I get that. But not everybody, Scott. Not everybody. And we're seeing right now, none of these NBA coaches are telling their teams, listen, I really want to go to the Knicks. You got to get me out of here.
I mean,
they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan.
Really don't. I think it was foolish from the jump. I've said from with immediacy, why would you fire a guy that gets you to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, to the second round the 2 years before that? They actually were winning and making progress and making headway. I mean, the place is lit on its ear every night.
And people wanted to play for them suddenly again. Now you do this and it turns people off. You know what I'm saying?
It's just stupid. It's bad business.
it'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do. But the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Plenty of takeaways from Yankees-Dodgers where LA sent the message on Saturday, and the only way the Yankees could salvage it was somehow beating Yamamoto, and they did.
You're staring a sweep in the face. And after losing the World Series, knowing what the opponent is, you know what the narrative would have been on Sunday Night Monday. Oh, Yankees get swept by the Dodgers.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Yeah, good luck. So I want to ask you about a couple of things. One, Gabe, the Luka workouts. Have you seen this guy? Like, he looks incredible. I mean, he looks to me like he's lost 15, 20 pounds, and he is ripped. He's squatting 700 pounds. You see him in the weight room. It's not my imagination. They got him, I think LeBron and the Lakers and Pelinka and whoever has him motivated in the offseason. Listen, I'm telling you, you live in that sunshine, and you and I both live there. It does something to you. It makes you feel better. You're like, I used to sit in traffic every day for 3 hours going to Culver City, and I'd be in a convertible just sitting there, cop and race, smoking spleeps. Are we on the air? Don't talk about. Okay.
You're right,
I didn't care. I just didn't care. I was in traffic. I was like, I don't even care. I was listening to Vin Scully call Dodger games and like afternoon games in the East Coast. I'd be like, man, this is the life. And it was always, every day was beautiful. I think there's something, it's done something to him because in Dallas, he was fat and lazy. In LA, he's motivated. And then I want to get your thoughts on tonight in Indy, if things change and the Pacers can steal one.
I think the Dallas Mavericks motivated him with all the Fat Albert talk on the way out, essentially. Right? Let's just call it off what it is, Scott. They called him fat, out of shape. He doesn't care. He's not dedicated.
Smokes hookah.
Yeah, exactly. He's at the bar smoking hookah all the time. And like,
who doesn't?
He could be smoking worse things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
can a guy have a hookah?
Yeah, exactly. So he had that lifestyle. I swear, check the tape, man. The day right away, I saw he was doing like push-ups and stuff, and there was a little workout with LeBron James. And say what you will about LeBron James, guys, and people say a lot of things about him. You can't criticize the guy's like work ethic and like his
determination,
his body, Scott. And like, dude, the guy's 40, he's dominating still. It's called out for it. He's still one of the best players in the league, right? And he's like twice as old as everybody. The guy's a freak. He's a physical freak, but he puts the work in. LeBron isn't one of these guys that's like, LeBron knows I can't just not work out. I won't be as good anymore. And I think Luka has rubbed off on him. I think it's rubbed off like on Luka, understanding, all right, I'm the future face of this team. He ain't going to be here forever. I can have a couple of drinks, but I gotta get better at this. Like I mean, we've seen it, Scott, in the past. Luka's had a hard time getting back on defense on the floor. He's tired on the floor. And he's a hell of a player, but imagine if he was conditioned. Imagine if he just took it to this next level. He'd be unstoppable.
He used to be, when he was young in Slovenia, when he was coming up, he was
yeah, you're right.
He was a toothpick, and he
was fat and happy with the drinks.
Twice as quick. But once you get that money and you start eating at the Capitol Grill.
Yeah. And he's dropping 25 anyways a night, Scott 30, right? So he's like, whatever, dude. I'm scoring 27 a night. What do you want from me? Like, you know,
easy work. So what do you think happens tonight in Indy?
Well, you know, I don't think that this series is quite the wrap that people are making it out to be.
Me either.
Quite yet. So I'm going to go back with the Pacers here, Scott. I'm convinced. Yeah, listen, I'm convinced that they're going to split. We've seen this pattern before with Oklahoma City on the road. They generally get killed in one of the games, and then they win the next game. It's a little bit different with Indy because Indy's pattern is to win the first two on the road and then lose game 3 at home. They lost game 3 at home to the Cavaliers. They lost game 3 at home to the New York Knicks. So we've seen this where the Pacers come in on a high at home and they sort of feel the pressure, like, because it's, you know what it's like there. It's crazy, right? Like,
yeah,
we can talk about the pressure of big cities. Well, there's pressure when you play in these smaller cities and, you know, basketball USA, et cetera here. So they got pressure on them. I think they split. The only thing is, Scott, does it happen tonight? Does it happen in the next game? We're getting like, you know, plus 180, plus 190 on the money line. So I'm going to pull the trigger with the Pacers with the money line. Hopefully we hit it tonight. And if not, we go back to it again in the next game.
What do you think of the Blue Jays? They just took a 4-2 lead on the Cardinals in St. Louis, and they've been winning every night. They got like 11 of 15. I mean, they're hot.
Dude, I was watching them, and I'm like, they're not going to win today. They're losing 2-0. They're 12-3 in their last 15. And I'm like, you know, they're plus 140 right now. I got to take them. And you just said they took the lead. 12-3 in their last 15. They've won 5 straight series since May 8th. They have the number 1 offense in pretty much every category in baseball. Time to start taking this team seriously right now, man. The Blue Jays are for real. Like, this is the best baseball they've played in years.
Yeah, and Vladdy just drove in a run, and he just stole second. Kirk's been hitting home runs. Great stuff. Have a good show tonight, Morency. Enjoy Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Tomorrow we'll talk about
Let's get it.
The next hockey game in Sunrise tomorrow night.
Hey sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Plenty of takeaways from Yankees-Dodgers where LA sent the message on Saturday, and the only way the Yankees could salvage it was somehow beating Yamamoto, and they did.
You're staring a sweep in the face, and after losing the World Series, knowing what the opponent is, you know what the narrative would have been on Sunday night, Monday. Oh, the Yankees get swept by the Dodgers.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play. every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I mean, it's all day long, the baseball. I told you the Jays took the lead 4-2 on the Cardinals. They're in the bottom of the fourth inning there. And the Braves still up 5-1. Cleveland up 11-2 in the ninth. Phillies up 5 runs in the ninth on the Cubs. The Pirates already won 5-2. But there's 3 more getting set to go within the next hour.
There is 3 more getting set to go in the next hour. Why don't we take a look at those before we move on to some other things? Seattle and Arizona will finish off this series out in the desert. Brian Wu and Eduardo Rodriguez will go this afternoon. Minus 120 for the Snakes, even money for the Mariners, and an 8.5.
Well, I mean, the Mariners have fallen apart. What have they lost? 9 of 10? They've fallen to 500. It does not matter who pitches. Wu-Tang Clan today, way better than Rodriguez. I'm still taking the Snakes. The way the M's have hit a wall. They have, first time since April 19th that they've been 500. They were the hottest team on the road in baseball, and now they're one of the worst. So times have changed, baby, and I'm not believing in them.
Can't believe in them. They have been miserable. Away from Seattle everywhere, honestly, at this point. Miserable also describes what the A's have been over the past few weeks. They will finish this series in Anaheim this afternoon. JP Sears and Roebuck against Kyle Hendricks today. A couple big ERAs there. Minus 150 for the Angels, plus $1.25 for the A's, and a 9.5.
Yeah, I like the over in this game in Anaheim, and I'm going to go roguey and take the A's at plus $1.27 with Sears and Roebuck. I took the Angels the last 2 nights, hit it both times. And the thing is, I think Jimi Hendrix sucks. Not the original, but the pitcher.
Yeah, he stinks, Kyle Hendricks. So yeah, you got a chance for some big runs out there in Anaheim today. And the other late afternoon game will be in San Diego, as you mentioned. Nice 1:10 Pacific local time start for them. Good day for ice cream in the helmet out at Petco as well, where Randy Vasquez will go for the Friars. Another bullpen game for the Dodgers, as Kasperius will be the first one out there. Minus 155 for LA, plus $1.30 for San Diego, and a 9.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go over again in the sunshine, and I'm going to take Vasquez and the Friars at, again, plus money, plus $1.27. I hit him last night, 11-1. I'm going to go for it again today. This Darius Kasparaitis guy pitching, I don't believe in him. I don't care what his record is, 4-1 or otherwise. Seriously.
Yeah, nobody ever believes in Darius Kasparaitis going for the Dodgers today.
He was so dirty, that guy.
That's
the guy that I like, because he played with the Penguins, and he was dirty. And he would be like Perry. He'd slice the back of your knee. He'd spear you, cut your tongue out, gouge your eye out, take your baby, anything. Yeah. He'd do anything to win, that guy.
Started with the Isles before he went to the Penguins. So he was both Islander and a Penguin, Darius Kasparaitis. There you go. Now let's look at some of the stuff from last night, including, we'll start with this Dodger-Padre since they're about to go. 11-1. The Dodgers had all kinds of problems. Of course, they did a bullpen game last night, too, and they just kept giving up run after run after run. There was a huge bases cleared, tripled by Jackson Merrill. And when you're giving up home runs to Martin Maldonado, you know you got all kinds of problems on Padres TV.
Center to right is Pages. Teoscar Hernandez coming out of the game. Driven to deep left by Martin Maldonado. It's gone! Home run! 6-0 Padres. Home run number 3 of the year for Martin Maldonado.
My guy, Manny Machado, with 5 RBIs. And he made a couple of just spectacular snags at third base and throws to first. He does it all. As you know, he's one of my favorite players, bar none.
He is. 7 scoreless innings for Dylan Cease as well for the Padres. And then the Dodgers basically laid down. They had Kike Hernandez pitch the last 3 innings. So they just completely laid down in that game.
Threw in the towel.
Took everybody out. Threw in the towel. They took everyone out. Hernandez, Betts, Ohtani, everybody came out of the game, and they laid it down for this afternoon. Speaking of Ohtani, as we mentioned before, he's been throwing a lot. Threw on the mound yesterday for some live BP. Word on the street is that he may return to the Dodger rotation before the All-Star break.
I don't know why they're waiting.
We shall see.
I really don't. Like, what is the second week of July going to do for you? He's already been throwing. He's been throwing simulated. He's been throwing batting practice. He's obviously fixed. His arm is fixed. He's healthy. There's nothing wrong with him. He's hitting home runs. Their entire pitching staff is on the IL. What a perfect time, better than now, to throw him out there and see what he's made of. We already know how good he can pitch. What is the second week of July going to do? Give him more time to do what? Go surfing? There's no reason he's not ready to. I watched him yesterday throw twice. I mean, the guy was throwing gas, and he was throwing sliders. He was throwing every pitch in his repertoire. There's nothing wrong with him. He's ready to go. It's beyond me why he hasn't just been given the green light, to be honest.
The All-Star game is almost a month away. July 15th is when.
Where is that?
They are in Atlanta this year at Truist Park. So they're in Hot Town. It should be hot and steamy for them there on July 15th. Of course,
it'll be better than the baseball they've been playing down there this summer.
They have not been playing good baseball. Not at all. Yankees beat the Royals 10-2 last night in Kansas City. Now, I'm not sure this one's landed yet. I'm not sure if it broke a window in that Hall of Fame that the Royals have up there in left field beyond the fence, but this was some shot by Aaron Judge last night on WFAN in New York.
By Cameron, infield straight up, outfield straight away and deep. Pitch swung on high, fly ball, deep left field, forget about it. My goodness, did he hit that. Almost up the Hall of Fame. My goodness. Home run, Aaron Judge, 2-0 Yankees here in the first. We've seen some long home runs, but that is remarkable even at this place.
It was 470 feet. I mean, this guy, it was an absolute missile. And it was honestly, it was Russia, Ukraine. I mean, there were missiles flying out of that place last night. That was something else. That home run was the biggest home run he's hit this year. It was the furthest ball he's hit.
I'm not going to lie to you. When you see stuff like that from him in the first inning of the game, it kind of makes you think, who was it? I think a few weeks ago, Anaheim, Ron Washington, right? He just walked him every time. Early, he was yeah, just put him on. I'm not even going to pitch to him. I know we don't want that. We want to see Judge hit. We want to see him hit 470-foot homers, but I'm really surprised that some of the other managers haven't just quit.
They used to do it with Bonds.
And look, I know it's a different level, but he's so dangerous. And you put anything around the plate, he just absolutely mashes it. So a nice win for the Yankees last night.
You remember when they did it to Bonds almost every time he came to the plate this last couple of years?
A lot of guys refused to put. I mean, I remember Buck used to walk him all the time with Arizona, right? When Buck was in Arizona and he saw him really at that height in 2000, 99, 2000, when Bonds was really starting to gas up, Buck would just be like, put him right on. Didn't he walk him with the bases loaded once or something? I remember him doing that. He did some really weird stuff. Tigers beat the Orioles 5-3.
Cover.
Home run for Torkelson in that game. Now the Reds did beat Cleveland last night. I know that this afternoon they did lose, but Andrew Abbott threw a complete game shutout for the Reds last night. Quite the performance from him. And the Red Sox beat the Rays 3-1. Not exactly the gasoline.
Anthony drove in a couple runs.
He did. Giolito actually pitched well.
Hey, sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Plenty of takeaways from Yankees-Dodgers where LA sent a message on Saturday, and the only way the Yankees could salvage it was somehow beating Yamamoto, and they did.
You're staring a sweep in the face. And after losing the World Series, knowing what the opponent is, you know what the narrative would have been on Sunday Night Monday. Oh, the Yankees get swept by the Dodgers.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I don't know what just happened there, Carver High. I was talking about Aaron Judge doing Ralph Lauren Polo cologne commercials, which is my favorite fragrance, and Mafia said that he doesn't wear cologne. Did he just say ever, like never, like at home, dinner party, like going out on a date, or like he said not to work? Oh, just not to work.
I don't either. Nothing for me.
Never.
I mean, I mean, pretty much no. I would say it's almost never.
Yeah, like so I like collecting fine colognes. Like I've always liked them. I have like a collection of them. And I mean, I can't keep these hoes off of me, bro. I mean, I walk down the street. I mean, it's just, I try to just, I mean, I'm trying just to go play ball, and I got them chasing me down the village.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when you're rolling like that, you know, they're going to be, they can sniff it out if you got it rolling that way. So, got to be very careful, stay focused when they're around. That's for sure. They're underway in Arizona, already 2-on for the Mariners in the top of the first inning here against the Diamondbacks. We do have some finals now too. The Phillies are done with the Cubs 7-2, and the Guardians are done with the Reds 11-2. In those games. Of course, we know A's, Angels, Dodgers, Padres going to start in about 15 minutes for that. Also from last night, a few other things. The Mets were down at home to the Nationals. Looked like the Nationals were going to get us a little fat plus money win last night, but the Mets came rallying back. Had an RBI double from Soto in the 8th. They went to extra innings. And we talked about this guy yesterday, right? Jeff McNeil doing it again for the Mets on SNY.
Your boy.
McNeil lines one into right field for a base hit. Here comes Acuna around third. Hassel's throw to the plate. Too late. The Mets win it. One pitch in the bottom of the 10th, and Jeff McNeil delivers the third walk-off hit of his career. Mets win it 5-4.
I mean, he's really tearing it up, right?
He's been on fire recently, that's for sure. Mets are now 25-7.
Strong.
At Citi Field this year. That is a very strong effort indeed. Brewers beat the Braves last night. Braves are beating them this afternoon. Rangers beat the Twins 16-4.
What?
Last night. Jeez. Let him. Be careful there. Give him a break. Blue Jays beat the Cards 10-9. They're beating them this afternoon 5-3. White Sox beat the Astros 4-2 last night.
Is it really? It's 5-2. I'm seeing it.
Oh, 5-2. There you go.
Yeah.
5-2 for
Even
the
better.
Blue Jays now. The Giants had to rally. They were down in the ninth inning to the Rockies. They end up scoring 4 runs in the ninth inning and able to take it away at Coors Field. NBC Sports Bay Area.
Giants in the ninth to tie it up. And Yastrzemski pulls one into right field. Here comes Adames. Here comes the throw. Cut off. Giants lead. The throw to third is late. 6-5.
All that matters is that you rang the bell with Adames.
Adames did get one dead center field last night, which was a nice hit, ringing the bell for us, which we always like to see. And also last night, Diamondbacks beat the Mariners 10-3, and the Mariners already are up. I just saw a base hit from Jorge Polanco to right field, 1-0 Seattle, as Eduardo Rodriguez is having a hard time here in the first inning against the Mariners. He sucked too, by the way. He's
awful, but look, they can score a run, whatever. Their luck has been 10-3 last night. They give up 10 runs a game. So let's see if they can actually get a lead and keep it. Let's see if they can actually win a game. I mean, it's like they haven't won a game in a month.
A few other things in terms of injuries and otherwise. Aaron Nola has a rib injury. He could be out until after the All-Star break. He needed a break, Aaron Nola. That's how bad he was over the first couple of months for the Philadelphia Phillies. So a much-needed break for him. The Brewers, did you see this kid the Brewers are going to call up tomorrow?
Yes.
Jacob Misiorowski is going to start against the Cards. He's one of the hardest throwing pitchers in the minor leagues, typically reaching, shall I say regularly, 103 miles per hour. This guy regularly
and he's
throws.
Big, and he actually throws a change too on top of it. So imagine standing there with a guy 6'8" throwing 103 miles an hour at you every pitch, and then he pulls up with an 88-mile-an-hour pitch and makes you look stupid and your knees buckle. That's what they say got him to the show. That's what they say got him to the pros. He throws gas, and he throws a wicked change.
You're always leery of these guys, though, that throw 102, 103 miles per hour.
When's he going to fall off?
Well, that's the thing. When's his arm going to fall off? Because that's putting, it's putting so much. And you're telling me he's throwing some 80-mile-an-hour changeup?
Well, doesn't Skeens throw 100?
Yeah, but he didn't throw it every pitch. This guy is supposedly regularly tripled. It's like, remember when Chapman first came up and he threw every single pitch was 100? Every pitch.
But do you remember, so you watch Skeens, how many, what do they got him now? 7 pitches he throws?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that torque on his arm isn't bad for him. He throws so many different pitches and changes his angles and his arm speeds so much that you can't tell me. That's the one thing I've always told you I worried about with him. He throws so hard, even on those other pitches besides his fastball, his slider, his cutter. He's got all these, his change, all of his pitches. He puts so much torque on his arm and the angles of his arm. At some point, it's inevitable. Even Garrett Cole. I mean, how many times now have we seen Garrett Cole's arm fall off? What's this, his second, Tommy John? Am I right? Yeah. So, I don't believe in anyone that throws 100 miles an hour and throws 5 pitches. It's inevitable. Every guy in the league now, it seems like, has their arm blow out.
It does seem that way. Look, unfortunately, it finds all of them at some point. All these younger guys, but they come back stronger usually. 1-0, bottom 1 now in zone, and we'll come back. I have a few other things for baseball. Then we'll get into tonight's games. Lots of games tonight as well.
Hey, sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Plenty of takeaways from Yankees-Dodgers where LA sent a message on Saturday, and the only way the Yankees could salvage it was somehow beating Yamamoto, and they did.
You're staring a sweep in the face. And after losing the World Series, knowing what the opponent is, you know what the narrative would have been on Sunday Night Monday. Oh, Yankees get swept by the Dodgers.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Have you seen anything like this guy, Kimbrel, getting bounced around like he has in the last month?
Not really. I give him some credit. I guess he just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to let go. But he was re-signed by the Braves. He was in their minor league system. Got called up for one game with the Braves. Got racked. They released him after the game. Now the Rangers have picked him up. So he'll try now with Texas. Doesn't want to let it go, Scotty. Just can't let go of the game. Doesn't want to get away from it. So
start coaching or something.
Start coaching. The NL Cy Young tracker, according to people who think they know, this is who they say are the top 5 names for the NL Cy Young right now. Paul Skeens, of course, in the top slot. Zach Wheeler, Yamamoto, Logan Webb, and Mackenzie, don't call me Tipper Gore. Your top 5 Cy Young tracker in the National League.
Yeah, listen, I don't deny that Gore has struck out the most guys in baseball. But to me, it's about how many runs do you give up? You know, there's a lot of guys that strike out guys, and there's a lot of guys that strike out guys and don't have a winning record because their team doesn't score runs. Now, the Pirates have, every time this guy Skeens pitches, they lose. But I'll tell you this much, the guy doesn't give up any runs. He gives up 1 run a game. So he's the most incredible pitcher right now in baseball still. And that includes, and I'm going to say it, the only people that can even touch him right now are Max Fried and Skubal, right? So guess who's starting the National League All-Star game again for the second year in a row? It'll be Skeens.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's in that slot again in Atlanta coming up. You know, I
Who
know.
else?
Yeah. You know, there really isn't. I don't think. Look, they always put Wheeler up there. Wheeler's good. I just Skeens has been better so far this year. I don't think there's any denying it. I mean, I think Yamamoto's been a little bit better than Wheeler, to be quite honest with you. I'd put Yamamoto probably in the second.
I would agree with that. And Skeens has already beaten Wheeler and the Phillies, and they've swept the Phillies, and he's the best pitcher in the National League. Skeens.
Yep. He is. He's been that's for sure.
Start the best. That's what
Start the best.
Did they not start him last year because he was the best?
He was the phenom coming in and starting that game. Yankees and Red Sox last Saturday night on Fox was the most watched regular season telecast on any network since 2022. Just over 3 million viewers. It had to be that was that horse lead in, right? Wasn't the horses on before the Yankee-Red Sox game on Saturday night? I think it was the horses that gave
the horse was 3.3 million watched.
Which
sovereignty win, and so that always helps.
Yeah, it absolutely always helps, and that's why people say, "Why do I got to watch Yankees-Red Sox every primetime game? Sunday night baseball, this one, that one." Because people tune in. It's just that simple. People watch Yankees-Red Sox, whether you like it or not.
I think, it's pretty obvious that, New York, Boston, Philly, and Los Angeles, and San Diego have the best baseball markets in the game in terms of, viewers and fans. When is the last time you saw Dodger Stadium or Petco not sold out, or Yankee Stadium, Citi Field, the Bank in Philly, or Fenway? And then I would put Wrigley Field right behind that. It's sold out every game in Chicago. So it's that simple. People want to watch teams that win and that sell out their ballparks, and people are excited about baseball in those markets. And everywhere else is just kind of ho-hum.
The three best records in baseball right now: Detroit 44-24, the Mets 43-24, the Yankees 40-25. The three best records in Major League Baseball.
I'll put Detroit in there as well. Well, you and I talked about their series with the Cubs, that they broke records at Comerica over 3 days, and two really good teams playing, not a seat in the house. I think it's great for baseball what's happening in Detroit, without a doubt. And I think it's just an incredible summer in New York, having the Yankees and Mets this good, despite the fact that it rains 90% of the days we've seen since the start of the summer. And today was so sunny, I forgot what sun was all about. But it's going to rain all weekend again and be 60 again. It sucks here.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do, but the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Ferrall has